Hey everybody, it's Perry stopping in at the top of the episode to let you know about a couple of things that I forgot to mention towards the end of this episode, mostly because things kind of went off the rails, but also because it's been a crazy few weeks, and I have forgotten some things. And first and foremost, I just want to say a huge thank you, of course, to everybody who came to the inaugural This Is My Bourbon Weekend, which was a smashing success, if I do say so myself. I was very pleased with the turnout and with all the folks who gave so much time and effort to making this happen, especially the Starkeys, Patrick and Heather. Thank you all so much. I cannot say it enough for your time and dedication and your efforts to just making this special for everybody. And I think that it really did turn out great. You'll hear a little bit more about it as you get into this episode, which is raucous. It's a little crazy. Might not be the best episode to listen with your kids around too, but it's still a good time. It's still a really fun time. If you want to hear a little bit more of me, I was on a few podcasts recently. First and foremost was the Skywalking Through the League podcast, which is Star Wars based. We talk about the first couple episodes of The Bad Batch, which is available on Disney Plus. Our buddy Bill Sheehy, who has been on the show before when we talked about The Last Jedi 1,000 years ago, it feels like at this point. It was a really good time. I really enjoyed it. So once again, that's Skywalking Through the League. Also, I was on DMB On Demand. It's a Dave Matthews Band-centered podcast. And I had a really, really great time talking about not just my journey with the band, but also just my experience with them in life and the music that I have gotten to love and hold so dear over the past, basically half of my life at this point, over half of my life. Thank you to Drew for inviting me on. You can find links for all of those in the description below. I'm going live this Thursday night on YouTube, as I always do, youtube.com/This Is My Bourbon Podcast. And then on Friday night, I will be on Matt Madness. It is the quarterfinal round between me and Clifton before one of us goes to the semifinals, and inevitably one of us is going to have to face Grease. I'm just calling it right now. I mean, that guy was just a powerhouse in his round this past week. All right, that does it. Thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode. We'll see you very soon. Enjoy. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I'm your host, Perry, and with me this week is Swan.
Yeah, I made it. That's what I always do. What do you think? Don't laugh just because the people are here.
Who's here?
Everybody's here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're recording this at the very first This Is My Bourbon Weekend.
And last.
And the last. That's right. That is very true. Yeah, because y'all have been heathens.
You love us, though. We love you.
So this was our first just dedicated meetup weekend that we ever did. That's it. That's all you've got for me.
I mean, I'm not adding much to
Do y'all
this.
see what I have to deal with every week?
Yeah.
Whenever I try to create some kind of banter, it's just all right.
Yeah.
It's the same at home.
Hey, Swan's just happy to be here.
That's fair.
Making her podcast debut off to the side is Diane claiming that Swan is exactly this way when he's not on mic.
I'm pretty short. Not like in stature, but just
You're taller than I am.
yeah. Tall but short. Yeah.
Hey, if this is your first time listening to the podcast, which obviously everybody in the room, that's not necessarily the case, thank you all so much for tuning in. Please subscribe if you have not done so already. Check out all of our apparel and merchandise. I got a lot of spit coming out of my mouth for some reason.
Ugh.
At bourbonshop.threadless.com. You didn't have to make a comment about it.
We're coming out.
You can also support the show at patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. And pretty much everybody in the room here does that. No, literally everybody in the room.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody does. And they also brought us some great pours.
Yeah, you went upstairs and said, hey, pay attention to me. In 10 minutes, you need to come downstairs and pay more attention to me. and also bring me the bottle of whiskey that you want me to drink.
To be fair, I didn't say to everyone. I just kind of stared
That's
at everyone.
exactly how you phrased it.
I just stared at everyone long
there.
enough for them to be like, okay, this is he wants our attention. And then I was like, all right, bring your favorite bottle. You got 10 minutes.
For some reason, that sounds like you just dropped your pants in front of everybody.
No.
Hello.
You can stare at people without with your pants on.
What?
You don't have to drop your pants to stare at people and just.
I'm loving this.
I've
worry
been
about it. Move
canceled
on.
18 times.
Well, let's make it 19.
Oh my goodness gracious! So, first of all, thank you all so much for being here this weekend. This came about very quickly, and we were kind of just throwing something together because we realized that the majority of us were vaccinated, and we may as well do something.
Yeah, this is the first opportunity to get out and do things.
Yeah, and it's Memorial Day weekend, which
means you have to drink, obviously.
and boy have we.
Yeah.
Amen. Praise Jesus. Hallelujah.
And I think it's also good to point out that we can put everyone that showed up in the hot seat today.
Oh, we may as well.
Yeah, we've got a third seat and an extra mic.
Where do we want to start?
Eric Jansen, of course. Get over here. Where's he at? One person's not down here.
The literal one person who's not in the room
Listen.
at the moment.
The one time he's not here.
Yeah,
Well, how about Ian, since he just came down?
let's do it. He brought a bottle too.
Why do you keep making that noise like you're vomiting?
It just feels right.
I don't think so.
It's like rapper, like what? Y'all gonna give it to him?
It's like rapper.
Sit down.
Y'all know.
It's DMX.
Y'all know.
It's DMX.
Rapper. Yeah, okay.
Y'all
That's
gonna give
great.
it to him. What?
I don't think he sounds like
Yeah, he does.
I don't think so either. Thank you for the worst noise on a podcast, Eric, by the way. That was I don't know what the podcast equivalent is of nails on a chalkboard, but that was it.
We're the
Eric.
only ones that can hear that, though.
Eric, we're gonna bring you back here in just a minute. We got a couple of things to get through before that, though. First and foremost, though, Ian
Yes,
brought
sir.
something to the table.
What
Always.
are we drinking?
New Riff is always what it is I bring to the table. Because New Riff is the best.
Oh my God, he finished it.
New Riff is life.
What did I have?
Old Forester.
Not New Riff.
Let's get some of that new riff, man.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That was a barrel pick of Old Forester 1920.
It was really good. It was just.
It was a lot.
I've already got my hangover headache.
What are we drinking? Is this the Balboa?
Yes, sir.
One of my favorite new riff
Oh,
releases.
Come on. You can have more.
No, I really can't.
There's so much to drink.
I didn't want you to think
It's
you were.
been a
I
very
didn't-
long
I
day.
didn't want to think you were like. Only one.
I don't know. I'm not trying to keep myself from enjoying something.
Okay.
It's that I've enjoyed a lot of some things today.
Understandable. Understandable.
So
Smells like Granny Smith apples.
So do we have like a
gravel?
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 Do you have fond memories of gravel or something?
Wait, what? It smells like Granny Smith's gravel.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Ian just died a little bit.
I did die a little. Thank you.
I was kidding. He doesn't believe me. I promise I was kidding.
I got really concerned real quick. I was like, am I thinking of something I shouldn't be thinking?
Does it taste like gravel too? Have you eaten gravel?
Uh-huh.
No. Okay.
So this was the first special release from New Riff that I found to be really exciting.
I agree.
Now, you though are the New Riff king. And
I
they've
would
got
say king.
all right, court jester.
I like that.
I want to give you the opportunity to kind of talk about New Riff though, because you have been such an advocate for them, and we've talked about your love for New Riff on the podcast before, especially with Ken, their founder.
Yeah.
What the heck is it about New Riff that? Wow, I was going to use a really weird phrase I shouldn't have, but that just attracts you to it so much.
Everybody has a flavor profile that they like, and Annie knows how I am about loyalty. Like, if I find something or I find a brand, especially a restaurant, I go back to them constantly. So if I find something I really like, I really stick to that. I'm a very habitual person. So New Riff, like their flavor profile, it started with OKI. As soon as they came out with their bottle and bond products, I latched to their flavor profile. And they started coming out with these they started coming out with these LEs, or their limited releases, and it just became even further than that. I started diving more into their flavor profile. So I like their sweet, I like the apple notes, I like all the characteristics of New Riff. I like that it's a small craft distillery. I like that it's limited and you can't get it. I just everything about New Riff, I just latched onto them, and then just going to the distillery, whether it was visiting you or whether it was visiting my friends that live in Cincinnati, every time I went there, you meet the people that work there, and every time you go back, it's the same people. So you become accustomed to the brand, you become accustomed to the people that work there, you become accustomed to like everything about the brand. And that's what really like made me a New Riff super nerd, is like just everything about the whole process.
And you're not kidding about super nerd. I'm just going to delve into this for a second, because I think every time we've gone to a meetup, everyone else usually brings like a couple of whiskeys they want us to try. Yeah. Or we bring some stuff we're kind of proud to own or have seen, and you show up with a whole bag of New Riff. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's literally just 6 or 7 picks you've found.
Yeah.
And it's crazy the amount of variety that comes out of New Riff. And usually you show it to us, from proof range to different releases to their ryes to LEs to everything.
This is the loudest table.
You realize we're the only ones that can hear this, right?
Everybody else laughed.
Okay.
Table did fart.
Sorry.
But to answer I shouldn't answer your question, but to go even further, Swan, like there's a lot of people that I've met, including y'all, that crazy in the different profiles. And it's crazy when you start diving into like New Riff and Facebook and the New Riff groups and stuff like that. Listen, I'm not the only one. There's people out there, but I rep them because they're an amazing brand and I love them, and I'll stick with them. Just like everybody finds their flavor profile. Everybody finds what they like. I mean, I know you guys like specific brands a lot.
I don't ever mean to make you feel like we're giving you a hard time for
I'm honestly,
I don't feel that way at all.
To be honest, I'm a little jealous because I've yet to find like a brand that I feel like I can back. I mean, everybody's got their thing. I mean, Patrick brought Woodinville, and we've got other people that are just latched on to specific brands, and we're just like, I don't know. I just keep buying whiskey, and one day I'll find the one.
Like,
if you ask my wife, I'm a very loyal person. Like, we go to the same restaurant because the bartender knows us. Like when we got married and we came back for our honeymoon, that bartender bought us champagne. You know what I mean? Like,
that is so cool, though.
But that's just the person I am. So when I find something I like, I stick with it 100%.
Yeah. I mean, it's good stuff to get addicted to. It's good.
Yeah.
It really is.
For sure.
All right. Well, thanks, Ian.
Sure. Yeah.
Dude, you get out of here. Get out of here. Darren? You're up. Well, you're not going to bring your box with you?
We're on video.
Oh.
The box is off camera at the moment.
I brought something from my number one. I'm the number one fan of Swan. See,
Sweet.
There's a sticker that says I'm your number one fan.
All right.
You can sit down with us too, Darren.
Oh my God, it's heavy.
He says it so uncreepily low.
Hi, guys.
to Bird Boy from number one fan.
I'm your number one fan.
It says Merry Christmas all over this. I've
been watching you since September 2013.
It's a late Christmas present. I'm sorry.
You didn't have to play into the voice, but it worked out perfectly.
Well, I meant it.
I know exactly what that
It's a swan.
That's fantastic. Diane, this is going in our bedroom.
It's not. It's not going in our house. It'll live in this.
It's actually a fertility idol.
Yeah.
It's going in the house.
Unfortunately, it's empty.
I think it's upside
That's
down.
totally fine.
I don't think it
But
matters.
it's a swan.
That's not a
Somebody took the
That's
swan.
the base.
It's all about the base.
You're right. This is a loud table.
I didn't want to unpack it too much.
Oh, we're getting into it right now.
I didn't want to break
I'm full on like little brother trying to help him out.
It's a swan.
Oh, this is fantastic.
I wanted to give it the eyebrows.
I gotta
but
be honest with you though. That is a beautiful decanter. Like it is very well kept.
That's beautiful.
That is crazy.
Diane, you're gonna have to let it come.
It came at a
I'm
premium.
gonna smash it into the dumpster.
No!
That's alright, we'll get it a restraining order.
You can't. I paid a premium.
Alright.
That is fantastic. Look at that.
We don't have a
I,
dining room.
I like that the swan's the decorative piece and the decanter itself
I know, right?
is the
I
base.
was thinking about that.
That
Like,
is
how hard
awesome.
must it have been to pour the bourbon
whiskey
out
was-
of the base?
The whiskey was the afterthought.
Yeah.
Clearly.
This is strike 76 for why we need a bigger bourbon shelf.
Yeah.
Please?
You don't have to tell me. We can get a bigger bourbon.
You say strike like it's a bad thing.
Well, no, we just need more space.
I love that so
Yeah,
much.
Well-
me too.
There's Scotch shelf.
Sean?
No,
Merry
it's on the floor right now.
Christmas.
Merry
I
Christmas,
appreciate it,
son.
man. This is great. I'm pretty sure my dad sent me like a $26 Venmo and was just like, "Happy birthday! Hope it fits." Like, so, this is great. Don't laugh at me, Heather. I'm serious.
It's so depressing.
No,
All right, we need more whiskey. Thanks, Darren.
You're welcome.
this is fantastic.
Who's next?
Get over here, Eric. Well, I need to be more specific. Cowboy, let's get over here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come in.
What are we drinking, Cowboy?
I'm gonna start killing off some wild turkey for giving.
Killing off.
Okay.
As I try to slide in here and not jack everything.
Keeping
down.
up with the bird theme, I guess.
Well, as much as Ian's a super fan of New Riff, I probably am about equivalent to a super fan of Wild Turkey.
Well, you're actually going to Wild Turkey for the first time this week.
Yes, that is the plan on Wednesday.
He's also keeping the rest of the bottle for himself. So. Well, I'm gonna kill this bottle all by myself, there, partner. And by the way,
I'm gonna kill this bottle. I don't need your help.
why is there a straw in that bottle there?
You ever had it out of a Norland?
But have you ever had it out of New Orleans? I can't do it like Chad does.
No, you can't, unfortunately.
I love getting called out by our fans. Did somebody just fall up the steps?
He's getting more new riff.
We just hear out in the distance.
All
So
right.
why Forgiven? Why bring Forgiven to the table? Did I do something?
No, actually, I
I've done literally nothing.
find Forgiven to be fairly tasty. it's not the most special wild turkey by any measure. Most of those are sitting upstairs on the table.
No, I agree with you. I mean, we got a lot of turkey upstairs. This one's good, easy, drinkable. I mean, it's just nice.
That's exactly why I brought it down here. It's like it's just tasty.
And there's a lot of these like boo ryes coming out where they've blended bourbon and rye.
And I would say Forgiven came out before a fair amount of them.
Yeah, it did. It was kind of the trendsetter for that.
There's a lot of crap back behind you there.
Oh, I thought you were just like playing with the trash.
I was bored. Okay. I was really bored with what you were trying to talk about.
That's fair.
I've spent way too much time with my infant daughter.
Okay.
And honestly, this one's just so low, I was hoping that it would get killed off because I'm trying not to bring as many bottles home.
I think we can make that happen.
I think we can make it happen too. But I blame Mr. Perry Ritter for my addiction to wild turkey.
You think I'm really going to pay up all your liquor bills?
Oh, I don't expect you to. I just want it to go
Heather
on
wants
record
some too, by the way.
that the reason that I have spent thousands of dollars in wild turkey is because Perry Ritter made me believe it was God's gift to man through his podcast and his wonderful voice.
This is like being told that I owe child support for somebody that I didn't know existed.
Papa?
Hey, so Eric has been a supporter of the show for a very long time. This Eric. Well, actually, all three of the Erics in the house at the moment. Because there's a lot. And we have always had, I mean, a really good time.
There you go.
And it's dead!
Long pour. But we've always had a good time talking about turkey and talking about just, I think, like the humanity behind bourbon. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we're very in touch with just the community
Yeah,
of it
just,
and everything.
Well, and sometimes just being willing to call out the absolute ridiculousness that can be the secondary market or the
Sure.
FOMO that is pushed onto the consumer.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, all the different wax and stickers and, I mean, shoot, there are picks I have bought. Why? Because I like the sticker, not because I accidentally needed the bottle.
Yeah, well, I have two words for you. Sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate!
Which, by the way, is amazing.
It is
So,
really good.
Hey, I just want to say, cheers, buddy.
Cheers, buddy.
There's something so special about this weekend. Sorry, you can cheers him as well. You're allowed.
Thanks.
I saw the hesitance, and he was like, "Oh, he's about to have a profound moment." But there's something so cool about this weekend that, I mean, I threw it out as a possibility, and the people who were literally the furthest away, which was the Starkeys in Washington State.
Well, if we're going to even bring their name into it, Patrick, you're up, pal. Oh, yes.
Oh yeah. I don't have anything to drink.
I've got a whole glass of Forgiven, so it's going to be a minute before I get into anything else.
Sounds like
But-
a you problem. I don't know about that.
Joker number 2.
If it wasn't Pat and Heather.
But I think that it is a good testament to our community that I hopped onto a live that Chad from It's Bourbon Night was doing one. I don't even know what to say to that. But Chad and I were doing a live stream one day on the It's Bourbon Night page, and Pat was overseas, and he was like, "Who is this guy?"
That's exactly
And
what I said.
it-
So, who the hell is this guy on Chad's
pretty
live
much.
stream?
I mean, it was not inaccurate, and Chad introduced me and why we were chatting and hanging out and everything, and I think like that day you hopped on the Patreon,
Yeah.
which was insane.
Well,
You had heard literally nothing of the podcast.
when you're stuck in Kuwait and have nothing to do.
We were the last option, Perry. That's what he's saying.
But then I get the phone call. Hey, honey, I signed up for this Patreon. And I'm like, what's Patreon? Now we jump forward, year and a half. All about it. Mm-hmm. I love it.
I don't even have the words to express how cool it is that this happened because of a chance interaction. Mm-hmm. I imagine that there's some word in German that describes it very specifically, but there's truly nothing that I can put forth other than just saying thank you all so much. Sincerely.
Thank you for welcoming us.
This is I've done 2 big events with the podcast, or been able to do 2 big events with the podcast, and the fact that I got a message that said, "Hey, that thing you were talking about, yeah, we're pretty much coming to it, even if it's not actually happening yet, because we booked tickets for a flight." That blew my mind.
We're on our way.
Well, essentially, it was like, hey, get the guest bed ready for us. But yeah. it was. There are moments that I have had with the podcast that bring me back down to earth, and that was one of them. Sincerely, I'm so happy that I got to spend this weekend, not just with you all, but everybody here as well, who just said, it would be really cool if we could go hang out and have a table so full of bottles that it's probably going to break.
That poor table.
But this is one of the coolest moments of my life. And I mean that sincerely. And thank you all so much for
We're happy to be
your support. And thank you all so much for your support as well. But am I rambling, Swan?
I wasn't going to cut you off, but I mean, I was going to let you just keep going.
It just.
I understand.
I don't even know what else to say. Like I'm at a loss for words, and as bad as I am with receiving compliments, I kind of clam up when I say thank you because I don't know how else to say it.
We love you.
But
If it wasn't for you, we all wouldn't be here.
is my wife still here?
Nope. We love you.
She's definitely not. But
No,
I
okay to
love
drink.
you guys too, and this has been the best 3.5 years of my life. Truly, doing this podcast, and meeting everybody, and being able to sustain a community and build it up constantly. There has been nothing better in my creative endeavors than what I have been able to experience and build over the past 3.5 years. And thankfully, it's only going to keep happening. So,
Yeah. You're going to make me cry.
Is this thing on?
It is,
it
yeah.
actually is. I think I need to turn it down a little
Now
bit.
that you've kind of gotten into the mic there, we've got to have some sweet feet.
All right, let's do Sweet Feet.
Do you want to explain sweet feet?
Sweet Feet is something you guys made. I just brought it.
We made it?
Well, you guys named it.
So, this Woodenville, wow, that is the loudest
noise.
microphone.
Sorry.
So this is the PX Sherry Finished Woodenville. Mm-hmm. And I had it, well, I smelled it last night, and my first reaction was, this smells like feet.
Like holes. Feet. Yeah, I was thinking the movie Holes.
Yeah, it builds
It doesn't
character.
smell feet.
Sweet feet.
You
Anywho,
say that.
This is PX Sherry Finished Woodenville. I'm not quite on the level that Ian is with New Riff.
Not
But
yet.
Woodinville is literally the only distillery in Washington that.
I
is
gotta
worth a
stop
damn.
pouring so much.
Oh my God, you finished it. I was going to let you get a sip out of this.
On the Woodinville level.
I'm not on the Joseph Brazel level. I can tell you that.
It does not smell like feet.
No, I'm
Sugar
good right now.
toes,
Thank you,
maybe,
though.
but no feet.
Yeah, sugar toes. I can see.
Yeah.
Look, I had a lot to drink last night. Okay.
Yeah, but at what point does everything start to smell like feet? Maybe.
When Perry and Eric.
When I
sit next
had
to each
this
other.
for the first time.
Okay.
Double banger.
That's Jobu.
What
That's
about Jobu? I don't know what else to say,
I
man.
bet Jobu smells like
He
feet.
needs no context. He needs no explanation.
All right, here we'll make a deal. If somebody can, I don't want to put this on record. If somebody can find the hot glue gun in this house, we will crack Jobu open and try to figure out what the heck is going on
If you
inside.
put that
of
in the Glencairn, I'm out.
I won't be a part of that.
Who's mad at that?
it. April has.
I wonder if it's in that. I can't reach it.
I already looked. I think it's some apples to apples cards.
She's been scoping out the place.
I think it's behind locked door number 3. No.
All right, maybe this is something we need to resolve off microphone,
Yeah.
but
All right.
Yeah. So
Back to Woodinville.
no, well, back to Kuwait, 2020,
Oh.
pre-COVID. You popped on that live stream. You said you had a podcast, and like I said, I was super bored. I was like, I have time for podcasts. I like bourbon. And then I listened to basically all of your episodes before I had to come home. But you guys have been a staple in our family for the last year and a half. Every Wednesday when you release episodes, every Thursday when you go live. On the West Coast, it's a dinner time thing. We hop on, watch you on YouTube, hang out. And it's kind of just our routine now.
And if we miss
So-
one, we put it on when we're headed north. Because we go
Yeah.
all the time.
Watch you a lot in the car.
We listen to them in the car. It's perfect.
But you guys have been one of our constants in the last year, which has been pretty rough for us as a family. And then obviously with me leaving home a lot, it's nice to have something that brings you back. So
Well,
thank
and
you.
even-
Thank you for staying with the podcast.
And even when he's gone, I can still get on.
And thank you for being on Matt Porter right now.
I'm struggling at the moment.
Yeah.
To,
So we can be in the same space, even though we're not in the same space. So, it's been amazing.
Are you good? Are you
Swan,
good?
Swan, you need to take over for a second, buddy. I'm sorry.
I'm not the sentimental one of the bunch, but I really appreciate it.
There it is.
There it is!
There it is.
It'll be over in like 3 seconds.
Right on the dot.
There it is. All right.
There it is.
Also, I don't know if you remember when you were doing the Zoom meetings when I was in Kuwait, but one night I had to leave abruptly.
Yes, I do. I do remember that,
Oh, yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever told you guys what was going on, but we had inbound air attacks. That's what the sirens are going off. So like, hey, I gotta go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I hung up and got in a bunker and laid there for like 10, 15 minutes. Nothing landed, but it was definitely,
Good thing I had a podcast to come back to.
yeah, it was definitely a good time to not have to worry about things, I guess. But
Well, that's been this week's episode of the podcast.
Don't finish on that.
sponsored by Sweet Feet.
Sponsored by Sweet Feet.
Yeah.
Sweet Feet, thank you for your service.
Sweet. Oh no. That is a mistake.
I don't know what to add to that, man.
I
I'm
don't
just
either.
like, I'm just
Honestly,
taking it
like
back.
I'm like at a loss for words. It's
I mean, at least from our end, for the most part, it feels like every week we kind of come up with an idea. We want to talk about some bourbon.
Right.
It's our week. It's our time to kind of relax
Yeah.
and just do whatever. And then at least me, I just talk into the void, you know, and just to kind of see everybody listen to it and enjoy it, and every Thursday be interactive in the live streams, and join the Discord stuff and the Zoom meetings and stuff. It's just nuts. And like every time I come in, I'm like, oh, who's this person? It's always somebody new, and just to see the amount of reach is crazy.
there is a portion of my brain when I do the podcast that goes, nobody's listening. Just like no one cares, right? But this is a really good microcosm of proof that what we do is not just speaking into the void. Yeah, exactly. So is the toilet flushes in the background.
You're not supposed to flush till it's over.
All right, Starkies, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. On that note,
I need a refill.
Toilet flush.
I was looking for the hot glue gun.
Primo time.
in the toilet?
I went through all the drawers. That's really
All right, Mr. Little Debbie, get up here. Let's go.
All right, yo, let's do this. It's been too serious for too long here in the last little bit. We've got to drop those tears with some cakes. We're going to skip right to tips and bits.
That went on backwards.
Bourbon can be paired with anything. Do you know that, right? You know?
I don't know that.
You do. You do.
Why is he telling me stuff? Like I should know it.
He's not asking questions. We didn't ask him to ask questions.
I did.
Facts.
He's coming in here to show us something.
First tips and bits. Work smarter, not harder. So I brought a bunch of bottles upstairs, but I didn't bring one of mine down because I don't want to waste them. So I'm using everybody else's. So we're going to do some pairings here.
If you ever leave me, he's your replacement.
That's fine. That's all right. I know where you live.
Hey, you know, I got a bad knee right now, so you can take me easy. So,
That thing's the size of a softball.
am I supposed to like introduce this thing right now? Like, okay,
We know what a fudge round is.
yeah,
I've
you're a
seen it
fudge
before.
round. All right.
But nobody, like, what, you're just expecting our listeners to be like, yeah, I know that he pulled a fudge round out of that plastic wrapper.
I know the crinkle of that wrapper. That's a fudge round right
If
there.
you're listening, I'm Eric Whiskey Mutant on Instagram. You can follow me.
Eric and I do prepare your bourbon.
We've had
port, whatever the heck it is it's
I
called.
pair anime with bourbon. I pair whatever. But not too long ago, I decided to do a tournament of champions to see what paired best with a fudge round. And so this is what we're going to do. This is Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. It's not mine.
It's mine.
It's Perry's.
It's the one that I brought from the day that... It's so bleak, but it's from the day that my grandmother passed away.
Wait,
I mean, celebrate everything. Pair whiskey with everything. It's perfect. April, will you hand me my glass over there? There's nothing morbid about whiskey and Little Debbie's, okay?
Is this good content?
I'm having a great time. That's all that matters.
All right.
I'm putting this out regardless because I am not recording or drinking for the next 4 days after we're done.
It's content. That's all that matters.
I gotta say though, this smells fantastic.
What, the fudge round?
What the fudge?
So when I do pairings,
Sorry, Mimi.
when I do pairings with snack cakes, there's two ways you go. You enhance the snack cake. If it's fudge round and it's chocolate, you just make it even more, or you change it into something. So right now,
Would you take the snack and like drop it in the bottle?
you could, or you could pour it over.
Please don't do that. Actually,
Pour it over. There you go. Talk about.
I'm trying to do it away from the expensive audio.
I did it over the table, Patrick.
He did it over the cardboard over there.
I get it now.
You get it?
I get it.
Perry does not get it.
Look, the reason I made that face was because that's the second time in 2 days I've done that, and all I get is alcohol. It doesn't compliment it at all. It just makes it taste like I'm drinking alcohol. Yeah, sure.
Swan, let's talk about this.
Okay. I think it adds to it, man.
Yes.
I think it does. Yes, it's got some alcohol, Perry, but for the most part, flavor-wise, it just enhances everything. It's fantastic.
It is.
It's fantastic.
I just want to say there is considerable proof that I am the least funny person on this podcast.
Yeah.
And it's any time you open your mouth and speak.
So I'm here. I'm comedic relief. I don't say anything for minutes, and then I just pop in.
All right, we got one more. Finish up.
Finish up the drink?
Oh, yeah. We got one more to go here. Y'all like peanut butter and jelly?
Love it. Mostly peanut butter, though.
I like, yeah.
Strawberry jelly?
I don't have a preference,
Okay.
honestly. What about blackberry jelly?
Any jelly. So I discovered this.
These mouth noises off screen brought to you by Fred Gilbert.
Wait, hold on. Did you discover this pairing, or did you discover this
pairing.
bottle
No,
upstairs and you
I
just decided to
discovered
bring it
this
in?
bottle upstairs. I literally made this pairing 45 minutes ago.
Okay.
Another Eric in the room brought this bottle. I asked permission. It's okay because this is a sacred bottle to some people.
Yeah.
This is a Blanton's straight from the barrel, and it's 4 days off for my birthday. So I thought,
Well, it's yours now,
Wait,
obviously.
positive or minus?
19th. This was dumped on 8/15. I was dumped on 8/19. So
He's laughing too hard. Give me some of that.
all right. So we got this Blanton's, which to me, when I took a taste of it, it was straight. It was like strawberries to me. And I saw my box over there of Nutty Buddy bars. I decided to drink them together. Well, I didn't drink the Nutty Buddy, but I put them together. And this is peanut butter and jelly.
I did take a sip of it. I get you. It's jelly. I get
And
it.
then this one, eat first, drink, mix. Oh my god.
He needs a minute.
It's the best part of these Instagram videos.
I'm having a great time.
Swan, how many skateboards do you have left?
I mean, they're made to order, man. You can have as many as you want.
So buy some skateboards.
See, we don't even need you. He's got this covered. We'll just send it to you to edit. You're good. What made you want to pair stuff together like this, like Little Debbie cakes and whiskey?
Well, it all started when I wasn't allowed to drink back in the day. No, I didn't really think about it then. I don't know, man. It's just like you see people get so serious about bourbon, people fighting and talking about what tastes better and all this, and it's like I just want to have fun with it. And like, what's more fun than like when you get your favorite snack cake, or what's more fun when you're like watching your favorite show and like we have all this bourbon on the shelves, and it's like we can sit and pair everything we have, everything we like. And so, I don't know. I just like to pair with everything.
I feel like we should have just an Eric charcuterie board, but except it's just all snack cakes.
I mean, I think that happened right now. I mean,
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
I would throw up.
I think I'm with Pear.
I'm down to clown.
Well, now that my horrific moment of terror is over, I'm going to try this again.
all right.
We're all waiting on you. This is great.
I always imagined my podcast debut to be a little different than this, but I'm really happy right now.
Yeah. Hey, while we're waiting on Perry, I saw your wrestling debut yesterday. It looked
Not good.
not good.
Not good.
Not good.
First and last match.
No. I've literally hobbled around all day long because of a wrestling incident. I won the match. I won the match, lost the long-term battle on that one.
Actually, I called it. I was the ref. You were pinned.
I choked him out. He was tapping. Y'all did not see that. So, wrong camera angle. Sorry.
You're right. That is peanut butter and jelly, Eric. Thanks so
Finally.
much for stopping by for this segment of This Is My Bourbon Podcast. Who's the next guest?
That'd be Fredder.
Come on, Fred. Now, you gonna wrestle me for? Oh, Jesus Christ! Get a chair.
Don't beat him too bad. Eric,
He's got the chair. Holy God, he's got a chair.
You put that in my mouth.
Man, this guy. This is off. This is
None
off
of
the
this
rails.
is usable.
No, this is gonna end up being Patreon.
Patreon content.
We have nothing for this week.
Do I have nut on my face?
You know what? Actually,
Fred is nuts.